Comments.
Okay.
Hey, Facebook, we're back. Let's see if I see comments. Comment below.
We'll see.
Like YouTuber. Comment below.
Well, you can leave comments on our YouTube page because this will be up on there.
We are getting comments on our YouTube page. We love that. Thank you to everybody who comments. It goes right to my email. I love
That's
it.
That's
right. I love seeing comments.
It's a nice little sunshiny day thing, isn't it?
It is. I still see no comments here.
I'm seeing no comments now that you restarted everything.
Everybody's got to come back in.
Yeah. Oh, now it says there's 4 viewers. So
nothing still.
I see comments again.
Okay, you've got them. I don't. So we'll just not have comments on the screen tonight. So it's not that I'm ignoring.
I can post. No, I can't. Okay.
We're good.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. So let's answer listener questions.
I like it. Let's do it.
Let me get some.
I don't think I can post them. No, I can't. Sorry.
All right, go to the questions. We had this one. Alrighty, maybe they'll start working. We'll have to see.
Did you see it on the side? Does it say comments and then see all?
It doesn't have anything on the side where it's
okay.
There's nothing. It's a big white screen.
Oh, okay. I've had that happen to me before, actually.
I don't know what's going on. It's only giving me the option to put a show title. That's the only thing I'm getting.
Interesting.
Cool. So I'll put the show title real quick since we can't. Episode 1395. Third question. That's how my day's going.
Nice.
Boom. Scroll. It's a crawler, it says. Oof, it's crawling now. Okay.
It's crawling. Okay.
Don't say anything mean about me because I can't see it. It's like
I can see it. Haha.
All right, so let's do this. 1395. Here we go. Welcome to episode 1395 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com, and check out MagicalMouseRadio.com. Party like it's 2009 all over again. Great Walt Disney World in-park audio and music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at MagicalMouseRadio.com. And even easier, just yell at your Amazon device to play it, and it will. It listens. Most of the, about 90% of the time, it listens and behaves. The other times, who knows what you'll get? Now, don't hold me to that. So anyway, let's have a great time talking Disney, answering your listener questions. Pam is currently on the West Coast, having a great time out at Disneyland because she had to stop there so she didn't get too tired because she's going all the way to Aulani. So she had to, take a pit stop to check in with Disneyland, see how everything's going out there. I think she's riding the Millennium Falcon. No, I don't know if she's doing
don't start rumors. Don't start rumors.
Who knows? But anyway, we are going to have a good time answering listener questions. So she's here. Ricky's from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, TouringPlans.com, and The Mouse for Less. What's going on, Ricky?
I am here and I am ready to answer your questions. It's always so much fun getting to answer the questions because I never know what's coming, so I never know if I can answer them.
We try.
So we try.
All right. First question. Title is First Timer ×2. It's from Mary. Hey, Mike, Ricky, and Pam. I hope I can catch your eye with that subject line so you can answer my question before our upcoming trip to the world. This is my first time emailing in, and I'm so excited to hear what you guys have to say. I started listening to your podcast this past spring. Hello. Why did it take me so long to find you guys? I like that. I don't know.
Where were you? We've been here for 10 years.
Exactly. We're waiting for like 9.5 years for you to show up, Mary. And finally, you're here. She says, love the podcast. And she says she is addicted. Well, we can't help you there. It's, we just put out podcasts. Take it easy. It's like those new Crown Royal commercials that show during football. Water break. Take a drink. Okay, my family, myself, my husband, and 2 girls that are 8 and 7, as well as my parents who are in their mid-70s, are headed to my happy place November 16th. We're staying in Port Orleans Riverside for 11 nights. I consider myself a Disney veteran, but haven't been since April of 2016. A lot has changed since then. This is our first time going over a major holiday, and I'm a little nervous about this. So my questions are, number 1, just how crowded is it on and around Thanksgiving Day? So, Ricky, have you ever been on Thanksgiving? I think you have, right?
Nope. Thanksgiving is one of the holidays I have not been down there for. Yeah. So
I will say, though, I've looked at it over the years and obviously helped folks plan trips. It is busy. I mean, it's brisk because school's out, people are out for work. You get that long extended weekend. But again, don't stress about it. You're going to go. You've got the trip planned. You're going.
Right.
A good touring plan and getting there early in the morning conquers all.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, absolutely. Have a plan. Go in with said plan, and then be flexible, for the rest of the day. So make sure you have the few things that you know you want to do for that day, and then everything else is gravy. That's kind of the best part about those holiday vacations is that, you can make sure you have the things that you want to do and see, and then, everything else is just perfect, though, that you get to do something additional. So I like that.
And also here, you got to follow what's called the Rallman rule. Okay. So you're going to be there for 11 days. You are going to be there on the Thanksgiving holiday, and you must, and this is for anybody that's going to be down there in our vast audience, you must have some form of turkey on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, it can be a turkey leg. It could be a turkey sub sandwich. You could go all in and go to Liberty Tree Tavern and have Thanksgiving meal, or, they have those all over property.
That's what I was going to say. The good thing is that usually a lot of restaurants get announced. Now, it doesn't usually happen until about a week or two before Thanksgiving, before they start announcing what restaurants are going to have a special Thanksgiving dinner, which to me kind of defeats the purpose, because people would have wanted to plan this, a couple months ago. But anyway, so they'll have that information out about a couple weeks before. And, I'll have it on the Mouse for Less at that point too. So as soon as Disney releases it, I'll have it for you as well. And, it's lots of different restaurants that you wouldn't think of will have some kind of turkey dish as well. So that's always nice too.
Yes. Everybody follow the Rallman rule. Got to have some form of turkey. It could be really strange turkey, but it has to be turkey on Thanksgiving Day. There was one time I was at a speed skating meet in Marietta, Georgia, right outside your little area there. Thanksgiving for a big Thanksgiving, invitational, trying to qualify for nationals, get my bid, and we were there. This was like 20 years ago when stuff actually closed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we were down there, and I was like, "It's Thanksgiving Day. I got to have turkey." Like, we couldn't find anything that was open. In Atlanta, like in an Atlanta suburb, we were pulling into the Subway. I was like, "Well, I guess we'll get a turkey sandwich at Subway."
There you go.
Turkey, it follows Rallman rule. Then we saw a Cracker Barrel down the street. Like, oh yes, we had a real Thanksgiving.
There you go. That's good.
Her second question is, we have a Fantasmic package at Brown Derby at the studios for an early dinner on Thanksgiving. Well, she sat there.
She sat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they'll have some sort of turkey dish at Brown Derby.
Turkey and a Cobb salad and some grapefruit cake or whatever that is. Or I've never been there, but whatever. So didn't plan on arriving until 3-ish to the park, as we are doing the Magic Kingdom in the morning. Will the park close to capacity that day? What do you think on Thanksgiving Day? Studios is, it's smallest park. What do you think?
No, it hasn't closed on Thanksgiving Day. I don't think I've seen it in the past 15 years I've been in the Disney community or more. So I don't think the only holidays where it really closes are Christmas, New Year's Eve, and I've seen like Easter, but that's really about it. And 4th of July. Yes. So yeah. No, you're going to be fine on Thanksgiving.
And finally, can you use a Disney rewards card? I guess that's the Chase Visa rewards card, or gift cards to pay via mobile order on the My Disney Experience app. Sorry this is so long, but I'm just so excited to email you guys for the first time. Thanks for making every one of my days a Disney day. Way too many miles from Disney. Mary's in Bel Air, Maryland. So I think right now, and again, this changes because Disney's always trying to plus My Disney Experience. Sometimes they minus.
Yes.
But they try to plus it. When they try to plus it, sometimes it minuses it. But, regardless of what happens, I think you just have to use that credit card that's on file right now for your mobile purchases, right?
Yeah, you can't use any kind of gift card or, Disney Reward Visa, thing. You have to use an actual credit card.
Alrighty, next question. Title, Surprise. Who should say that? Surprise. Oh, Gomer Pyle, I think.
There you go. I think you're right, actually.
Look at that. I'm old, man. That's like a 50.
Hey, my cat is named Opie after Opie Taylor, right? So,
yeah. Surprise. All right, Teresa says, hey, Mike, Pam, and Ricky. I'm super excited to say that my husband just surprised me with a long weekend to Disney World in December. We're staying at Old Key West. We have actually decided not to purchase park tickets. Instead, we will spend a bit of time at Disney Springs and, more importantly, tour the resorts to see all the Christmas decorations. Mm-hmm. Here are my questions. You know what, though? Just aside, staying at Old Key West, that's a great place to stay if you don't have tickets. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, definitely.
You could just torture the golfers out on the golf course. Hey, if Scott and I were playing, you better just put on a hard helmet, if you're like 100 yards of the fairways, because who knows? We just spray and pray. That's how we play. So anyway, number one, we'll be renting a car. Will parking be an issue at the resorts? Will they charge us to just go in for a bit to view the decorations? How does that work? Ricky, driving around. You're the driver. What's up?
I am. So it depends. Did she say what dates? Or I know she said Christmas time, but
December, she just said.
just December. Okay. It will depend on the dates that you're going, and also if it's a weekend or not. A lot of the resorts, like around the Magic Kingdom and around Epcot, they do close to just people who have reservations at like dining restaurants, things like that. So you may not be able to park in those. You can always go try. It is free to park in the resort hotels. So if you're not staying there, which is kind of the funny thing. So that part's free if you're just going to visit. And yeah, but like I said, the only issue you may have is usually if it's a weekend or close to Christmas, like Christmas week, you're not going to be able to park at those two areas. Which is kind of a bummer, but I understand there's a lot of people staying at those resorts and they need the parking too. So
and what I would say is, if you can take Disney transportation to a nearby park, like, so say you want to tour the monorail resorts, go to the Magic Kingdom, hop the monorail, you're set. If you want to drive, I would drive to Wilderness Lodge, check out Wilderness Lodge, take a boat to the monorail.
Yes.
Temporary, go around the monorail and you can knock everything, because you're going to have more of a chance parking at Wilderness Lodge.
Absolutely.
Than any of the monorail resorts, and it'll still get you in the same general area. Kind of same thing for like Boardwalk, Beach Club, Yacht Club. I would try just go to Epcot. I don't know. I go to I don't know what I do. I might just hop a bus to either Epcot or the studios, and then hop another bus to one of those.
Well, it would have to be the studios.
I go to the studios
Epcot because you can't hop the bus to Epcot because you can't go through if you don't have park tickets. So yeah, it has to be studios.
Studios and get on a boat over to Swan and get off there and just walk. Go 5 resorts. Bam.
Correct. Yes.
So go ahead.
No, keep going. Next question.
Second question. We're thinking about doing the Highway in the Sky dine around, which would take us to the Contemporary, Polynesian, and Grand Floridian. This tour is on my bucket list of things to do in Walt Disney World and has been for a very long time. I don't know, however, if it would actually give us time to look at any of the holiday decorations. Any idea? So Pam just did this.
Pam did it. Yeah, and I think from my understanding, it's pretty like set the process that you go through. So I don't think that you'll have time to look at the resort decorations much, if at all, during the Highway Dine in the Sky. It's a great event, though. I know Pam raved about it, but yeah, I don't think that there's a lot of free time with that event.
So here's what I would say: it would be the speed dating of seeing holiday decorations,
right?
Like Chevy Chase from Vacation when he sees the Grand Canyon. You stand. Right. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
Grab a drink. All right. So yeah, I would do some separate time there. Let's see here. Number 3, which resorts are your favorites for Christmas decorations? Do you have a top 5 by chance?
Oh.
So let's do this. Let's ping pong back and go 5.
Okay.
So we get 5. Okay. So you go first.
Wilderness Lodge. You said it right there.
Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah.
I would say Grand Floridian.
Yeah. I would say Beach Club.
Yes. I would say, I'm trying to think, Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah. Okay. And my last one's going to be the Contemporary because they usually have a gingerbread display.
There you go. So if you're in the Magic Kingdom area, most bang for your buck, but head over to the Beach Club, Yacht Club area, Boardwalk. They're fun, and Animal Kingdom Lodge is kind of like the outlier.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, she has a question. We're also thinking about attending Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, with this being held one of the nights we're there. My questions about that are all the rides open or only a select few?
So it is only a select few for the most part. I mean, for the most part, most attractions are open. There are a few that are closed. I know, like for Mickey's Not So Scary right now, like Enchanted Tiki Room is closed because that's actually where Moana is meeting. So you can't go in there. I think Jungle Cruise is actually closed too. So there are a few attractions that are closed, but all of your headliners are going to be open.
And do you think it's worth it for 2 adults, or is it more geared towards children?
We're children at heart, right?
I'm just like a 6'3" kid. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
It's Christmas, so it's perfect for all ages. Absolutely, 100%. I say go, have a good time. Go get some cookies and hot chocolate and apple cider, and you're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be awesome.
I think it's better as just 2 adults because you don't have to pay for more tickets. It's more.
That's true too.
Like we have 4. I mean, it gets expensive fast, but if it's just 2 of us, I'd enjoy it more because half price, baby.
That's right.
So, and she says, what is your favorite part about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party? So here's mine real quick. It's just the atmosphere. I mean, the parade is awesome. I love the toy soldiers because they are something that is marched right out of a storybook, that you've seen in children's books. When you read those things, you see the toy soldiers playing the instruments. They are come to life. And the thing about that parade is you can see it after the holiday for free if you brave the crowds of the Magic Kingdom, which is it's a strategy if you don't want to spend the money. But this is what you've probably, as a Disney fan, most likely you've watched the Disney parade, the Disney Park special on Christmas morning at your house. And of course, it's not really a parade anymore. It's more of a bunch of performances, but they intersperse that with portions of the stuff that happens at the Christmas party. So to say that you were there and got to experience it firsthand, what it does, I think it brings back memories for years to come when you see the special at home on Christmas morning. So I really enjoy the parade. The fireworks are okay, but the parade and just the overall atmosphere, the snowing on Main Street USA, pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much got it. The parade is to me the best part. I like that the characters are out. You get to see characters that you normally don't usually get to see, which is kind of nice. Although those meet and greets sometimes get a little long. So, like if you wanted to meet Jack Skellington as Sandy Claus, your wait is going to be a little long. But there's lots of different things that take place. Lots of entertainment things. So there's the Totally Tomorrowland Christmas. You've got Club Tinsel that happens. You've got this. You've got the stage show.
Hocus Pocus with Christmas garb on? No?
Yeah, no. And of course, for all guests, there's a Frozen Holiday Wish. So you can see the castle get lit up no matter whether you have a park ticket or not. So that, or not a park ticket, a Mickey's Not So Scary, or dang it, Mickey's Very Merry. There's too many holidays. Yeah, you take it to the party. So, Mike, we do have a question that I want to get to that's in the chat. So since you can't
close this one out real quick.
Okay.
This is awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of my commute and daily walk with my dog. He loves you too, as I always go a bit farther when I have your podcast to listen to. All the best. Teresa's up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So she's probably like, shut up talking about the cold down in Missouri. It's only
That's right. Yeah.
It's probably cold up there. So shout out to the dog. Don't know the dog's name, but woof, there you go. All right, so let's question. Go ahead.
All right, so we've got Nick, and he wants to know my 180-day window opened up for ADRs for spring break, but they still don't have dates open for the Frozen dessert party at Epcot or the early morning magic hours with breakfast for Toy Story Land. Will these two events still be going on in April? So, Mike, do you want me to answer it?
Yes, because the thing is, I don't know how you guys do it, to be honest. I have to read the question. I have to have it in front of me to be able to focus. I can't just listen and answer. You guys are pretty good. That was tough. So go ahead. I'm all kinds of confused because I got all the waves going with the podcast and trying to do the audio. I can't concentrate that hard. I got too many monitors. Go ahead.
It's nice to turn the tables finally for once, right? Haha! Now you know why we forget things sometimes.
That's hard.
and meander and don't know what we're talking about. Yeah. All right. So good news, Nick. They are still going to be going on your spring break trip. The problem is that Disney, well, they have us trained for the 180-day mark for dining reservations. These aren't really dining reservations that you're making. They are more event reservations, and the event reservations don't tend to open up until usually about a month or two before you actually travel. So I know that's frustrating for a lot of people because we're so wired to make our reservations at 180 days. But once you think of them more as event reservations and not as dining reservations, it kind of makes a little more sense. Just because they have to make sure of the park hours, that they're official, because park hours change a lot as well as time goes on. So they just have to make sure that all their ducks are in a row before they, say, hey, these are the times and the dates that we're having this event. And then have something happen, where they're like, oops, well, we can't have the event that day for X, Y, and Z because, something changed. So they just want to make sure they have all their ducks in a row.
I hate X, Y, and Z.
I know.
All right, next question. My first 10K, my first Run Disney off-site race for Wine and Dine. It is from Lara Thompson. She says, I'm running my first 10K, and of course it had to be a Run Disney 10K, but I'm staying off-site. She actually put that. I'm waking up like a zombie, getting dressed, and then making my way to the bus. Without this option, I don't know what to do. Where do I park? How long should I plan for my commute? If the 10K starts at one park and ends at another, how do I get back? What should I expect from a 10K, having only done the 5Ks? Help me, Runner Mike. Love the podcast. 568 miles from me. And she's guessing about 10 to 15 miles from you. She's in your backyard. She's from
She
Atlanta.
is. I guess so.
Thanks for helping this scared runner. I thought it said sacred, but I think it says scared. So
There you go.
all right. So it is challenging when you're offside. I'll be honest. I've never done that.
I've done it.
Okay, so you're probably better at this because you know what? I'm like there's certain things I totally agree with Mike Scope. Some things we don't agree about, like with Disney, but some things we do. And mine is I am always one of the first people on the bus because you know what? I'm not missing the bus if I'm the first one on it. And
That's true.
because I'm there for like 7 hours before the race starts. I mean, I'm there before the volunteer sometimes. But you know what? I'm not missing the dang race, and I've paid so much for it. I'm gonna make. You know me. I love being early.
I know you.
I'm always on the bus first. This would freak me out because there's too many variables. So what have you learned over the years, Ricky?
So you definitely want to get there early, and it is hard, especially because it's so early in the morning.
I think it's really, really, really late. Just look at it.
That's true. That's true. It's really, really, really late. So. You are going to want to be, I hope you have a rental car or a car at your disposal because otherwise you are in big trouble. I mean, I guess you could take Uber, but yikes.
That'd be totally prime or whatever it is, the upcharge thing, like by 10.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yes. So anyway, I would make sure you try to get there a little bit early because, the closer you get to the race time, and that's when all the other crazies that are staying off site also start making their way over to the race site. So just try to get there a little bit early and make sure you're there with plenty of time and you'll be fine. And you'll park in the Epcot parking lot, I believe. And then, yes, you will be ending somewhere else, but they will bus you over to where you have to, where your car is parked.
Yeah, there'll always be bus transportation if it's a point-to-point race. But the 10K for Wine and Dine, is that a point-to-point?
She said it was.
The marathon, they're both just around Epcot. Where you can park it in there. But it might be. And I've done races like that where they started at I've had races where they've started at Wide World of Sports and ended at Epcot. And what happens is you typically park where the race ends and they bus you back to start.
That's true.
That's how it usually goes.
That's how it usually goes.
All right, next question's from Will. Disney Springs and Mizzou football. Hey.
This Mike all here.
Hey, Mike and ladies, we're staying off-site one night with my wife and 3 kids at the Hilton Buena Vista Palace. Any thoughts on this hotel? Also, do they have character breakfast on Sunday mornings, which happens to be the morning we check out? Any experience with this or similar Disney Springs character meals? And Mike, how bad is Kentucky going to beat the Tiger Tail in a couple of weeks? Oh, Will. See, we get to play the spoiler now. So we are going to take out Kentucky, just like A&M did. Don't come to Columbia because we're going to turn the corner after we play Bama tough for a quarter. I'm just saying that. All right, anyway. So, Ricky, you stay offsite at the Disney Springs Hotel sometimes. Have you stayed at Hilton Buena Vista Palace? I have not.
I have not stayed there. I stay at the Wyndham, which is right next door to Disney Springs, which is awesome. By the way, I mean, I literally can walk out the door and then walk up the stairs and get to, Disney Springs within 5 minutes, which is so fantastic. As far as I'm trying to see, it looks like they do have if it's the right one I'm looking at, they do have a character breakfast. It is on Sundays, so that's good news. Yeah, what was the rest of the question? See, now I don't remember the rest of the question. So I haven't stayed there, but it should be pretty close to Disney Springs. It won't be as close as like the Wyndham is, because that is the closest one. But it should be within walking distance. Not maybe 5 minutes, but it'll be like maybe a 10-minute walk to Disney Springs. But it's awesome just to hop on over to Disney Springs and just walk over there and then go eat or do whatever and then come back to your resort.
So these are real characters. It's not like Rizzo the Rat dressing up like Mickey Mouse and like. No,
it's not. It's let's see here. Our Disney character breakfast hosted from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm trying to see if it says anything else of who you get to meet. Nope, doesn't say who you get to meet. So Just that they have a character breakfast. They show a picture with Minnie Mouse. I don't know if that's false advertising in the sense that I don't know if it's actually Minnie Mouse that shows up or if it's Pluto and Goofy or I know it will be Disney characters. I just don't know which ones it is.
I'm just saying those guys from Showbiz Pizza from back in the day are looking for one.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a nice retro breakfast. Yeah, I forgot the name for it. All right, Sharon's got the next question. Jedi training sign up. Answer my question, you will. Hi, all. My question is, what is the best strategy for Jedi training sign up? I know in the past it was recommended to get the Hollywood and Vine breakfast reservation, but with the addition of Toy Story Land, I've heard that has changed. I'm fearful that a breakfast reservation will put us behind in getting in line for whatever Toy Story attractions we don't get Fast Pass for. What's the best strategy to incorporate both Jedi training sign up and Toy Story Land? Sharon's in New Freedom, Pennsylvania, not near Pam, but her daughter lives in Saxonburg, which is close to Pam. There you go. All right, so she's not, but the daughter is. So there we go. Yeah. So what do you think? Because you got really time is of the essence at the studios right now with Toy Story Land, but also Jedi training is something that has a hard number and it's full and it's done for the day.
So I have heard, and granted, I don't have kids, so I haven't, actually been able to find the information 100%, but I have heard that the reservations for Jedi are not going as quickly as they once were. I think that's because of Toy Story Land, to be perfectly honest. Everybody's heading to Toy Story Land first, and then they are then heading over to Jedi. And I've heard that, there have been reservations available for even later in the day and stuff like that. So you should be fine. I have also heard, though, I think if you do still have that reservation for Hollywood and Vine, that you can go over and make that, like if it's before park opening, you can go and make the reservation for Jedi Training Academy. But again, you're not going to have the same problems that you had before. So, I leave that up to you as to how badly you really want to be in the show and what time, if you really need a specific time, I guess is kind of more of what I, would stress is if you need a specific time, go there first. Otherwise, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. The later you sign up, the later in the day your child's going to be in the performance. Yeah.
Right.
So something. Yeah. All righty. May the force be with you.
Yes.
Christopher's got the next question. 7 days out. Help. And this one came in today, so I just bumped this to the top because, it's time. Hi, Mike and BOGP crew. My girlfriend and I will be arriving to the world 1 week from today and need some help. We're all booked up on ADRs with the exception of one night. We'll be hitting Sanaa our first night, homecoming the next, and the third night has been a mystery until now. A while back, we saw a tour, Highway in the Sky Dine Around. Essentially, it's a dinner tour on the monorail loop, starting at the Contemporary with stops at the Polynesian Grand Floridian and ending back at the Contemporary. Unfortunately, they do not offer this tour on the dates we're in town. However, we're going to attempt to make our own. I like this. Yeah, there you go. Hey, there's monorails. That's all you need.
That's right.
So he says, which restaurants or lounges do you recommend we dine at for each stop? What items do you think are can't miss at each stop? Do you think we'll be able to dine at these stops without ADRs? Perfectly fine with dining at the bar if necessary. Any help would be appreciated. Looking forward to discussing on our scheduled trip report next month. Thanks, Christopher. All right, so you get to hear how this turns out in just a month on Monday podcast. Mm-hmm. I hope it works out well because we need good ratings. No, just kidding. Sometimes the train wreck shows are the most, I get the most comments on, like, oh my gosh, I felt sorry for that guest, but they made the best of it. So, whatever, every Disney trip's better than anything
That's
else.
Right.
So they're making their own Highway in the Sky. I love it. Okay. So first you need matching shirts. No, just kidding. You don't need that. So I wish Pam was here because she is the
best at this
on the monorail loop.
Yes.
So you're starting to, what does it do? I mean, because you could just duplicate it. You might not get because it's more snacky, really. I mean, and you can go to the bars and lounges and get the drinks.
You get a meal with it. I'm gonna say, okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. I would go is because the key is that they don't have reservations. That's going to be the tougher part of this. So they can't go. They could try California Grill because they have they do have a bar up there. But I don't know that that'll work. So I'm going to go. If that would be my dinner, I would start at the Contemporary and I would go to the Wave personally. Now, if you wanted to try to go to California Grill, you can try, but I would go to the Wave. They do have a bar there as well, but you can probably get in without having a reservation at the Wave. That would be for dinner. Then I would go over to the Polynesian, and I would go to Kona.
I go to Trader Sam's.
There's that too. You could do that. That would be an idea too. I was gonna say go to Kona and get dessert at Kona, and then I'm gonna go all the way over to the Grand Floridian, and I'm gonna go to Misner's Lounge, and I'm gonna have a drink there.
I like that. But the one thing I might do, because you might be able to score a last minute ADR either at Narcoossee's or Citrico's at the
That's
Grand
true
Floridian.
too.
And that could be your meal. You could go to California Grill for the like the lounge area.
That's true.
Drinks at the Contemporary, or even at outside the Wave. They have like a
They do a little bar area. Yeah.
Cool looking drinks. I don't drink a lot of them, but they're cool looking. Every drink they have at the Wave are cool.
Yeah.
So I might do like apps and snacks Contemporary, Trader Sam's kind of apps and snacks, with Grand Floridian being like the meal. But then you could have dessert with your meal. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect. Come on now, you need something. But that's an idea.
That's right. Yeah, I think and then to throw in one more idea, if you'd like to have sushi, you can have that at the Kona Island bar that's right outside of Kona. So if you would just want sushi, you can have that there.
Yeah, that's a good idea because you could get the sushi. Yep. I like
that. And Chef Todd says that the bar at Narcoossee's is a great spot. So there's that too.
And that's who you need to listen to.
That's right.
Listen up.
He knows all.
All right, so I like this next one. Here's the title of the email: rdepcot@igwvsme for FEA. Now, if you're a Disney fan, you do like, oh, you're speaking my language, man. You just coded me. I know exactly what you're talking about. So I'm guessing it's rope drop Epcot at International Gateway versus main entrance for FEA. What did I lost it? First
Frozen. Nope.
Frozen Ever After.
You said FEA, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Frozen Ever After.
I deciphered it. It's from Whitney. Hi, Mike and crew. Do you like all my fun acronyms in the subject line? Could you decipher it? Thanks. I got to think now. Thank you, Whitney. I love you. I was hoping to get your attention that way. Well, you did.
I think you did.
We're headed to Walt Disney World the first week of December and would like to rope drop Epcot for Frozen Ever After with our 3-year-old before spending the rest of the day at Animal Kingdom and using our fast passes at Animal Kingdom. My question is, should we rope drop at International Gateway or the main entrance? They both look about the same distance to Frozen Ever After. I'm thinking the International Gateway would be less crowded and thus an overall more relaxing experience. Any thoughts on whether one entrance is better than the other in this situation? We'll be Ubering it from our resort so we can have the driver drop us off at either the main entrance or the beach club so we can walk over to the International Gateway. So that isn't an issue. Thanks for all your help and the daily dose of Disney. Whitney. My vote is International Gateway. It's farther, though, I think. Are you there, Ricky? Hello. And Ricky just lost power. And it's sunny in Atlanta. She said her power just went out. So stand by. And I can't see the comments, but we're having a great night here. So apparently she's sitting in the dark. Somebody apparently cut the wrong cord, maybe. I don't think it's called a cord. She's texting me. I don't actually think it's called a cord. I think it's probably a power line. Hang on 1 second, please. All right, so Ricky's power is totally out. She has nothing. So we're going to just call it right here. We're going to come back on later tonight if her power comes back and pick up from there. So I apologize. I know everybody was tuned in live. Thanks for doing that. This is today's been crazy. Got all the ticket price increases tomorrow. We get so much going on. Now she loses power on a sunny day. I can't see the comments. I don't know. It's like we're cursed today. So we're going to bounce back later on. So we'll send out a message on Facebook when we go live again. If we can't get this resolved, she doesn't have power tonight, we're going to just do this again tomorrow night. So same time, same place. So thanks for tuning in and just watch Facebook. We might be back a little bit later. Facebook, we're back and Ricky has
power. I have power!
Ricky was sitting in the dark or frozen on your screen.
I was. It was crazy. I heard a pop and then it went dark. And then I sat here thinking, oh, surely it will turn back on. And then I sat here. And then I sat here. And then I got a text notification saying that my power wouldn't be back on until 9:15 p.m. And I said, well, I'm not podcasting tonight.
You saying, I'm out. I'm heading to Taco Bell.
Yep. So that was that. And that was all she wrote. I didn't get power until 9:30, about 9:30 last night. So they were a little off on their predictions. Just saying.
It was a sunny day. It wasn't like it was a storm, right?
I know. Yeah. It was a completely sunny day. It was gorgeous outside yesterday. I mean, in the 70s, a couple white fluffy clouds in the sky, that kind of thing. Nothing at all. What was weird was the front half of the neighborhood had lost power. The back half of the neighborhood had power. So the street behind me was all lit up and I was just sitting here in the dark getting angry.
I hate when that happens. I always say, they're showing off because they have power.
Exactly. I'm sitting here just seething in anger last night, trying to read a book and like with, a little flashlight thing because I had nothing else to do.
With your phone.
Well, I had played on my phone. I'd actually been all caught up. I was caught up on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. I said, wow, this is unusual.
Adam beat me to the punch. That's exactly what I was going to say. Your power did come back on. And don't call me Shirley. I was going to totally say that. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so.
Yes, so we're back.
Tuesday. Thank you. And
Happy Tuesday.
Podcast, hopefully you will not, when you download it tonight or tomorrow morning, if I do a good job, you will never know the power went out.
That's right. That's right. Mike is going to be awesome.
You're the only ones that know. If I do a terrible job, they're like, man, why does that sound like it was just on 2 different days?
Exactly. It was.
You'll probably be able to tell because it's hard. Your voice actually changes from day to day slightly. Like
yeah. It depends on how you feel during the day,
Times I'm a little happier.
Yeah. Mike's happier, so that's good. I don't have to hear him talk about Taco Bell, which is also good.
It's Texas Roadhouse night.
That I'm down for. I like Texas Roadhouse.
What do you get at Texas Roadhouse? What's your go-to?
I just get the sirloin, 6-ounce sirloin, the loaded baked sweet potato.
Regular. I got the loaded baked potato.
Oh no, this baked sweet potato is where it's at because it's so bad. They put like a caramel in the inside, and then they put marshmallows on top, and then they burn the marshmallows like toasted. Oh, they're so good. Oh my gosh. And then I get the salad because ironically enough, Texas Roadhouse has one of the best salads I've ever had in my entire life. That salad is phenomenal.
Yeah, eggs and everything in it. Oh man.
Yes, I don't eat salad very often. Like where I'm willingly choosing to eat a salad, where I'm like, yes, that's the side I will have. That is the side I will have. That's the best salad ever. I love that salad.
Yeah, I get the chicken critters, and I get
no, I don't do that.
No. The loaded baked potato and a house salad with honey mustard.
Nice. You don't get a steak?
No, I get chicken.
It's Texas Roadhouse. Gosh.
Mallory gets chicken critters, and sometimes Pam goes back and forth between the 6-ounce sirloin and the grilled chicken with barbecue sauce on top. That thing is good. This show should be brought to you by Texas Roadhouse.
It should be. We should see if they'll sponsor our podcast. I think they're building one up. I think they're building one up by my house too now, so I'll be there all the time.
Cheap if you go before 6.
It's cheap anyway. My steak cost me less than $10. Okay, it costs.
Mallory and I had dinner tonight for $20.
It costs a little more because I add the caramelized marshmallows. So I think that's an extra $1.99, but that's totally worth it. So
he gets chicken critters.
There you go. That's good. No, you gotta do the steak.
Outback. In a long time.
I haven't either.
I do like some.
Brian and I we used to go to Longhorn all the time. Actually, fun fact, that's where Brian and I had our first date, was at Longhorn in Florissant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right there in
Yeah.
front of Applebee's.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's where we had our first date. So it did not go well. I made fun of him for smashing the bread. So
Yep. Where Pam and I had our first date?
where?
That there was a restaurant at the top of the Millennium Hotel downtown.
Oh yeah.
Rotated. It was like
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah,
garden.
yeah. Yeah.
The hotel's closed now, and it's probably haunted as all get out because
Probably.
a big old 4-cylinder building that nobody's been in for like 10 years. That's
Probably.
the death to be in there.
Yeah.
It actually be really cool for Halloween to just go like tour the floors.
Maybe.
I remember
Yeah.
that meal was so expensive. I remember
I'm
like
sure.
they brought the bill. I was like, "Whoa, I can't believe I'm paying this much for dinner." But
That's all right. It worked out for you. So
that was what I got her for her 30th birthday. It was like,
nice. Oh, that's nice. That's sweet. That's sweet. Oh,
all right, so something or nothing. We'll start off with the ticket.
that's right. Tickets. Oh, I guess I should pull up my article.
If you guys want to follow along and you're watching on Be Live or on Facebook here, we're going to be pulling some information from the Disney Parks blog.
I wonder why.
Man, I shouldn't drink a Coke right before I start.
No.
Hmm.
All right. Oh,
Do.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Surprisingly, not as many comments on my blog post. I thought there'd be way more. People outraged.
People are just used to it now. I
I
think.
guess so. Yeah, I think the apathy has set in at this point. Okay, there's another ticket increase.
I know. I hate it, but I think that is the case. There wasn't as much seething today as I was expecting.
No, I thought there would be a ton of seething, but not as much.
Because I'm trying to help some guests, and Disney. Of course, we got the email like 3 days ago as travel agents. Like, okay, of course, Disney systems are going to go down at midnight last night, which I understand because I got to update the systems with the new tickets. And all that.
Right.
It'll be up by the morning. Okay, so morning's a loose time. You know, morning to me is 5 a.m.
Well, yeah, that's
11.
definitely not when Disney will have that up. No.
Well, so it's still down, and it's. I've had supper. I've got chicken critters.
Is it really still down?
Well, to make package changes. Anything with
Oh,
packages can't be pulled up. You can book a room only right now. You
Got
can't buy the tickets, and you can't modify anything. Or book a new package.
interesting.
Anything with an 8-digit confirmation number you can't do.
Lots of hour.
Gotcha, Alfred. With you. I can't tell what your icon is, but it looks like Debbie Gibson.
Yeah, it kind of does actually. You know, she's gonna be touring with New Kids on the Block, by the way.
Tiffany, that concert will rock. It's called
I'm a huge fan of Debbie Gibson because of here's a flash in the back from way back. I'm a fan of her because she was on an episode of Step by Step, and the song that she performed on there I really liked, and so like then I tried to find the song, and then I started, huh?
Song.
No.
I know it.
No, it was a song that she had just released back in 1990s, so like 1999 or something like that. So anyway,
Anything is possible.
no, it's not a song that I don't think it ever hit the radio. It was played just on Step by Step. Anyway, it's on an album though because I found it. So anyway, I found that, and then I started down the rabbit hole of Debbie Gibson music. So I think I bought her CD, and like her greatest hits CD or something like that. Yeah, I enjoyed Debbie Gibson, but I was like, it was like 2000 when I was listening to her, something stupid like that. So
She was past her prime then.
she was definitely. She was past her prime when she was on Step by Step. That's for sure.
Probably popular when I was like because I'm way older than you, and she was probably popular when I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, let's do this.
All right, we've talked about some random stuff today.
Angie says, "You Mike's radio."
We definitely talked about some random stuff today. That's for sure. This is what happens when Pam isn't here to keep us on track.
Exactly right. She's on vacation, so the kids will play. Right. Yeah, that tour is awesome though. It's called Mixtape. It's got Tiffany, New Kids on the Block, Debbie Gibson. There's like 5. Hang on, let me look real quick.
Yeah, there's somebody else.
There's like
Is it Naughty by Nature? No.
Is it really? I got.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't. Is it?
I'm on
Okay.
Kids on the Block website.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, here.
Why
I'll
didn't
go
Why
to
didn't you search the tour?
I did. Okay, so it's New Kids on the Block, Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper.
It is Naughty by Nature. Debbie Gibson.
It is Naughty by Nature. I told you. I thought Naughty by Nature was going to be there.
Push it.
I got it right. I'm so excited.
Dude, that is such a killer tour. Oh, that is so funny.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's going to be all people throwing out hips that were, the thing is that they're not really old. Like, it's like a 60s band, but it's people that think they're still young, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I try to dance too hard to Naughty by Nature, I'll either throw out a shoulder or a hip, or I won't make my next run for sure.
Oh no, that's hysterical.
Thank you, Megan. You rock. We appreciate you listening. It's awesome.
Yay!
Up in Sugar Ray, that's Pam's buddy at
That's
F.
right. Yes, Sugar Ray. I'm sad 98 Degrees was there this week, and they were rocking out. I saw some people that are my age losing their minds because of 98 Degrees.
I didn't think it was that hot there, so.
I hate you.
I know. That's so funny. Anyway, I love my shirt too, Jennifer, except it's too big. I bought the wrong size because I was rushing through the expo right before it closed.
You don't know that she's talking about your shirt?
I think she is. Oh, let's talk about your shirt.
You don't know whose shirt she's talking about?
Like your shirt too.
Gosh, you are so conceited.
Fine. Well, it's in the name here on my screen. Let's.
Oh, I mean, I don't know which one she's talking about either, but
Jennifer
you're
clarifies, so we know who she's like.
super conceited.
Don't make me cry during the intro. Like, oh, she said Ricky's. Even though I do like this, that looks really good.
Thank you. This is available in the BRS podcast shirt store.
Ricky's bought a car off all the mugs the lizard.
No. No.
Alan's trying to get his Slinky Dog fast.
See, I win. She said Ricky.
How do I kick somebody out of the chat room?
I love you, Jennifer. Yes, I love you.
Whatever her logo says, don't believe. Don't believe. It says believe in me. I don't know what he is.
T Public shirt store. T Public. Just search BRS podcast. You'll find shirts.
Yeah, I'm all about you buying BRS stuff. That's cool. Run Disney stuff. You got to buy like one thing a race. Overpriced. It does have thumb holes though.
Well, that part's cool. I like the thumb holes.
Yeah, but my sleeves are too long. I love you.
That's your problem.
All right, here we go. So what number? 1396. Let's see. Cue the radio voice.
That's right. Let's actually do this again. We've gone down the rabbit hole.
No, it's not. It's not all about me. That's what my wife would say.
That's what he says. You guys saw it. He said it's my shirt when it was not.
Whatever. Oh my gosh, Princess 123 days. Marathon weekend's like an 85 or something now.
Wow.
All right. I saw John Mosaic on the news. I was like, who do we trade? That's our GM.
Oh.
Hang on.
Yeah, I know who he is.
I know. Well, he's not really our GM. He's the president now. So we've got two GMs basically. Anyway, here we go. Nobody cares about that.
No.
Yeah, let's see. 1396. It's an elbow hole. It totally is almost an elbow hole. We need to get started. If these sleeves are so long, like an armpit hole. It's these sleeves. It's like the length of the shirt's great, but like these sleeves could go on for days. And I mean, I'm 6'3". Like I have gorilla arms. You know.
Yes, you do.
You'd be stepping on them. Anyway, I don't know what you're thinking. It was one of those things I ran out of the expo so fast. I was like, oh, I got it. I got back to the hotel, put it on. I was like, dude, huge.
This totally could have been our show. We didn't even have to film. We didn't even have to record the show.
All right, this is nonsense. Here we go. Welcome to episode 1396 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney. I can't remember the name.
Sorry, we haven't screwed up in a while like that.
No. Oh my gosh, he got engaged, Peter. Congrats.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Peter.
I'm blaming that one on Peter. I must have glanced that and it threw me off my game. Even though you're getting married. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 1396 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. It is homecoming here in the great state of Missouri. homecoming weekend out at Mizzou. So I will be out there for the festivities. So if you happen to be out at Mizzou, I know I got a lot of listeners in Columbia. Come up, say hello. I'd love to see you. So hopefully you're having a great fall weekend as well. Let's kick it off right now by some fun Disney talk. And Pam is having her fun out on the West Coast, getting ready to head to Aulani out in Hawaii. But of course, stopping into Walt's old stomping grounds at Disneyland right now. But she will be back after her mega trip to the West Coast, going to Disneyland twice, once on the way out, once on the way back. Yep. I just want to be Pam Forrester, but right now I'm Mike Rollman, so that's how we're going to roll. So, all right, joining me today, as always, we have Ricky from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, touringplans.com, and the Mouse for Less. What's on the plans this weekend, Ricky? Seen your pictures? What are you doing?
First of all, I feel like second banana after that intro. Thanks a lot.
You know, like I'm always here. I have never missed a show.
That's because you make it so that you don't miss one.
That doesn't get recorded, so that is a good point. But I'm just saying, like, the good point, you know, either you or Pam is always here. So I appreciate it very, very much.
I feel like second banana, so it's fine. It's fine. I don't mean as much as Pam because I'm not at Aulani and not at Disneyland, so I see how that works. So that's fine.
Jennifer likes your shirt better, so that's all I gotta say.
No, nothing exciting. On tap for the weekend. Probably we'll do some work on the Mouse for Less because, as we're going to talk about this week, today, there's a lot of stuff that I have to update this weekend. So lots of fun news that has come out this week, and I think we're going to kind of talk about it a little bit, right? Yeah, something sort of. Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because like when you're a Disney fan, like before you get involved, where you and I have basically jobs that involve Disney. Like my full-time job, that's all I do. I deal with Disney all day, every day. That's what I do, and I love it. You also spend a ton of time outside of your primary job doing a lot of stuff for Less and the Magic for Less and so forth. So before I did anything that was connected with, like my professional job working, in the Disney bubble, when I saw change, I get all excited. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to read about it. And I still do get excited about it. But now, like, when I see a big change, I get paranoid. Like, oh, my gosh, that's so much work. I got to figure all this out. It's like, whew, I get cold sweats now where I used to get so excited.
I completely understand. I'm sitting here going, oh, no, like with the tickets. Oh, there's so much that has to be changed on the website. Because really it is. It's a huge challenge when Disney changes something like massive like the tickets, because you not only have to research it enough to find out like what is happening, but then you have to make it so that other people can understand what you've researched, and it's never easy to understand what you've researched, so you have to put it in layman's terms for them. And that's it takes a couple hours, if that, plus to kind of sometimes get all that content and figured out and written down and made it readable, I guess I should say.
Well, don't get me wrong, because, being in education, I used to have to go through professional development a lot where, I taught for 17 years. So what I was learning as I went through professional development towards the end is that, I would sit through a full day of a presenter talking about a different way to teach kids and, methodologies for learning and so forth. And I tell myself, like, didn't we learn this like 12 years ago and it was called something different? Same thing, just a different name. That's what kept happening in education. And I'll say it's much more fun to learn about Disney tickets nowadays than to
absolutely, yeah.
Learning. So
yeah, absolutely. It's totally more fun to learn about Disney stuff. But I feel like I'm writing papers now when I have to do it. But this time they're fun papers. They're like Disney papers that I'm writing.
Yeah, I know. It's like, if I'd only known in college what I'd be doing today, that's the funny thing. I always tell myself that, because I have a master's degree plus in education and now work and travel, which is awesome. But I wish I would have known that back then. But anyway,
I know, right? The things we should have wished we'd known.
Exactly. All right. So Pam's still not here, so we're still off topic again. But
that's right. That's Mike and Ricky for you. When you've got us, we go off topic a lot. So
Mike in the morning here on FM 104.5. The morning zoo. All right. Anyway, so we are going to frame today's show. We're going to talk about some topical, Walt Disney World happenings. But what we're going to do is frame this in an idea of, is this something or is this nothing? And of course, let me preface this by saying, all of these things are obviously something to somebody because
Right.
we all have different goals and different dynamics in our family, who you travel with. You could be a solo traveler. You could be a couple. You could be a retired, couple that's going down. You could be a group of 20 college students and you're taking them down. I know somebody from the podcast is doing that. So many different ways. So what we're going to do is say, like, my family of 4, and sometimes Paige doesn't even go sometimes because she's so busy lately, but is this something to my family right now, this particular thing? Well, if I say it's nothing, it doesn't mean that I think this is bad news. It's just nothing for me at this point. Where I was, if Mallory was still 2, something that might be nothing is going to be something.
Right. That makes sense. Yes.
That was totally messed up. All right, anyway,
right.
we're going to have it. So, of course, the news of the week, the exciting stuff, are the tickets. So now we have date-based ticket pricing that Disney rolled out this past Tuesday, October 16th. And, here's kind of the overview of what I think. And we knew this was going to happen here for about a month.
Yes.
And we're getting ready. And we've talked about this briefly on the podcast before, that this is kind of following suit as to what, and again, I'm a sports fan, so I compare things a lot to sports. But if you go to professional sporting events, especially baseball that has, 81 home games a year, so you have, a long span of 6 months to buy tickets. And so what they've done, and they've found out, I guess this is more profitable for them, but it also kind of keeps the fans happy too. I like this idea, is that they call it in baseball dynamic ticket pricing. So they look at the, high demand game for the St. Louis Cardinals and Cubs. It's our rival. So those tickets are going to cost the most. And if it's a Saturday game, they're going to cost the absolute most because they're the highest in demand. Now, if we're playing the Cincinnati Reds on a Wednesday night, they're going to pay you to go to the game.
Right. Yeah. Please come see the Reds play. Yeah.
We have lots of Reds fans. Sorry, Shangle. I know.
Sorry.
You're a Reds fan. But anyway, I'm just saying, but it varies because I think that, again, it's supply and demand, and that's an incentive to get people to travel. When that happens, they want you to travel. They don't want the stadium to be 200 fans for the Reds and 42,000 for the Cubs. They want to kind of equalize things. I think that's the goal of what Disney's doing, because it's going to incentivize guests to travel in the off season when kids are in school. And it's not going to, I don't think it's going to penalize. I mean, it depends how you look at it. It's all philosophy. But do you think it's penalizing people for traveling like on the Christmas holiday? I mean, you're paying a premium, but is that a penalty? I mean, how do you see these things?
Well, Disney was already charging kind of a premium in the first place for those, holiday weeks. They had the pricing already structured out as in peak pricing and, low ticket pricing. I don't remember exactly the 3 tiers, but there were 3 of them. And so they really already had it kind of figured out as to what those tiers would be. So now, instead of them just being, this week is, peak pricing, now if there's a low period in that week, they can now make that, a little bit cheaper so that guests are not spending the peak pricing on a day that wouldn't be so, busy, I guess I should say. So if they think that the crowds are going to be down, then there's still the ability for guests to pay a little bit less money. So
do you think this is an attempt, though, to get people to at least reconsider traveling at the busiest times of the year? I mean, do you think somebody's going to say, well, we were going to go, between Christmas and New Year's. Okay. So because we went on that week, and I love it just because as a school teacher, Pam and I are both teachers. That was one of the only times we could go other than summer. And we like the Christmas decorations. We like the parade. It's a great time to go get some sun in Florida. Of course, it was just insanely crowded. Do you think this will change crowd patterns moving forward in the next year? Or do you think people will just say, well, the overall cost of a Disney vacation, what's an extra $100?
So I think what it will do is it won't change like those peak weeks. So it won't change Christmas week. It won't change, Easter, spring break, that time period, because those times are set for people. But say, for example, you are looking at the summer and, the dates are variable in the summertime. If there's a cheaper ticket during the middle of the week versus the weekend, you might be able to finagle it so that you can move your days to the cheaper days. So you're paying the cheaper ticket price. It allows you to kind of see the bigger picture of, okay, well, now I see if I'm moving my date this day to this date instead of the date that I was looking at originally, I'm going to save a little bit of money. So those people that are kind of stuck with their dates, I don't think it will make them, any impact for them, but it will give people who are a little able to be a little flexible with what dates they're looking at, kind of pick and choose which dates that they want to go with.
And you said the key word is flexibility. You have to have to be able to really take advantage of this, because a lot of people are locked in, like I can only go here, here, and here. And especially if you're in education or you're in, some government work, stuff like that, you're tied to things like that, especially when you have kids, it's kind of different. So Stacey's asking a question about, any idea how significant the price differences are, slow days supposed to peak. So Disney Parks Blog put out some information this past Tuesday as well, which you can go to. It'll be, not on the front page at this point, but check it out. And they just gave some examples. And so I thought we'd go over these really quickly for everybody to be listening on the commute today here on a Friday. Maybe you're out on a run. Maybe you're walking the dog. Apparently we're big with the dog.
Big with the dogs, yes.
From Wednesday, so we appreciate that. So they gave 5 scenarios because, the question that I kept getting, I'll tell you, over the last couple of weeks as a travel agent was, should I buy my tickets prior to the 16th or should I wait? Is it going to be cheaper for me because maybe I'm traveling in September, maybe I'm traveling in October, maybe I'm going in February? And the answer that I gave, my guess, I'll be straightforward, was they didn't tell us the new pricing structure until it was rolled out. Like it just, boom, they would not tell us the structure until it went live. And so the blanket answer I gave everybody is that for most guests, I was thinking the price was going to increase slightly, because when Disney changes things historically, it typically doesn't get cheaper, right? I mean, we've learned that about
for the most part. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of, and it did, but here's the scenarios I came up with. So let me just go through these real quick. A 6-day ticket. So say you were checking in on November 22nd, 2018. This ticket, if you had the new tickets that are in effect now, as opposed to the old tickets, that ticket, it costs $5 more each day. So remember, this is price per day. So you got to add, so if you have a family of 4, that's $20 a day times length. So, that's kind of significant. Now, again, everything is significant. Disney vacations are expensive, and you want to, you want your money to go as far as you can. That's my goal with my guests. I always want to get them the most for their dollar, because I know I go to the same place and I spend the same money, and I know how hard I work for each dollar. So I want everybody the same. So the 6-day ticket starting November 22nd, $5 more a day than the previous pricing. However, the 1-day ticket, if you go on Christmas Day of 2018, that ticket is going to cost exactly the same as for the Magic Kingdom. It's approximately $1 million.
No. We're just seeing if you're paying attention. Yeah.
But it's probably not cheap to go to the Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day. I'm just saying, for a 1-day ticket. I love the little icons. You got a little Christmas tree. Now the next one's a little heart with an arrow through it. A 3-day ticket starting February 10th of 2019. This ticket would cost $4 less per day than previous pricing. So
savings right there.
So February 10th, though, let's think about that. That's one of the slower periods because it's before President's Day. It's before the Princess Half Marathon crowds arrive.
It's even before Valentine's Day. You're not even going to be there on Valentine's Day with that day.
No, well, the thing is, if it's a 3-day ticket, you get 5 days to use it.
Oh, that's true.
You could use it on Valentine's Day. If you didn't, you don't get 3 days, but you have to skip one of the first 3.
That's right.
So there you go. It's, again, slower time. Ticket is cheaper in that situation. Oh, there's a firework icon. It says a 6-day ticket starting on the 4th of July. Actually, it's a really good time to go. This ticket would cost $3 more per day than previous pricing. So if you go over the 4th of July for a 6-day ticket, it's $3 more per day. So it goes up there. And a 2-day ticket starting August 26th of 2019. This ticket would be $4 less per day than previous pricing. But again, look at the date, August 26th.
Right.
So
most kids are back in school. Yeah. Yeah.
So the South and Midwest, everybody's back in school. Now, if you're on the East Coast, that's going to help you because you guys start school a little bit later. So you can take advantage of that late summer before the kids go back. So they give us this kind of little table at Disney Parks Blog. I think it's kind of what I was saying. I think most people are going to pay slightly more overall than the old tickets, but it's not like, again, I hate that it goes up, but I mean, gas is going up. Everything, price of food goes up, but there is an opportunity where you can pay the same or actually pay less, but I mean, you got to have the flexibility to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And looking at the breakdown, I kind of looked at it earlier today. A 1-day ticket starts at $109 and then it seems to top out at about $129. So if you're looking at getting that Christmas Day ticket, that's going to cost you $129 for just the 1 day. So, that's the 1-day ticket. If you're looking at a 10-day ticket, the range, we're going for the extremes here. So the range goes from $44 per day all the way to $51 per day. So not as wide of a gap when you're looking at the difference between the cost there. So it's a $20 difference for the 1-day ticket, versus what a $5 difference for the other one. So I mean, it does vary depending on how many days, because with Disney, the more days you play, the more you save. So that's something to keep in mind as well. The other thing to keep in mind is these date-specific prices won't change once they're released. So you don't have to worry about if the date becomes more popular than Disney thought it was going to be, that the ticket prices are going to increase. So that part's nice as well. You don't have to worry about that, which I think is really good.
Now, as of recording, I haven't heard any changes with annual pass pricing. I mean, of course,
there was a change.
Okay,
yes,
so
there was.
I know you wrote that blog for touring plans. What you got?
I did. So the Platinum Pass. The Platinum Pass Plus has gone up an increase of $45 to $994. By the way, this is the second price increase for annual passes this year, because this is actually the second ticket price increase for some tickets. So this is the second price increase for annual passes this year. That total price increase for the year is $125. So just keep that in mind for the Platinum Plus Pass.
Here's what let me jump in on that one real quick. I think
Right.
Disney is trying to, and again, they did this at Disneyland over the past.
They did. I think they're getting ahead of the game for what they did. Yeah, they're a little behind the 8 ball at Disneyland. I think they're trying to get ahead of it.
I think they don't want to have as many folks buying annual passes for the benefits for like one trip. They're trying to price them such that they're good for, instead of like maybe an 11 or 12 days in the parks, and then you're getting your hotel discounts, and it starts to make sense. They're going to try to bump that price up to where it's going to be something that you're going to need to make 2 or 3 trips to make it worthwhile.
Right, exactly. I 100% agree with you on that one. Then moving to the Disney Platinum Plus Platinum Pass, just the Disney Platinum Pass, that was also an increase of $45, and that is now $894, and that is a total price increase for the year of $105. So. And the difference between the two passes is the Platinum Plus Pass, or the Platinum Pass Plus, includes admission to all 4 theme parks, as well as admission to the water parks, ESPN, and Oak Trail Golf Course, as well as the mini golf courses. The Disney Platinum Pass, I cannot speak today. The Disney Platinum Pass just is for the 4 theme parks. So there's a little bit difference there. So with the Plus Pass, you get to go to the extra stuff like the water parks. There also was a increase in the parking fees, and this one's going to hurt, let me tell you. So if you want preferred parking,
I'm never doing that. I like my steps.
If you want that parking that is like right up front, it is going to cost you a whopping $50 per day. I remember that rolled out at $35 per day not that long ago. So yikes.
That doesn't bother me. They could charge $100 per day for that.
I guess if you want to pay it.
If you're doing that, you don't care about it. I mean, I just.
But that's on top. I'm pretty sure that's. Wait, no, that might be total. I was going to say, isn't that on top of the $25? But then I was like, no, wait. So yeah, the standard parking is now $25 per day.
Now that's crazy.
So,
that is nuts. I'm glad I stay on site.
Yeah. So that's also that's also crazy. And then if you've got a shuttle, a limo, a camper, a trailer, an RV, a bus, or a tractor trailer, that's going to be $30 per day. So that increased a lot.
Don, my buddy up in South Hadley, Massachusetts, can't drive the 18-wheeler, man. It'll cost more than his hotel room.
That's right. Exactly. So yes, that is all of the ticket price increase fun.
Let's get to this real quick. Something or nothing in your eyes.
Oh, something, obviously.
It's obviously something.
There's
for everybody.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts on this one. That's a something for sure. So, definitely.
And we'll have more discussion with this when Pam gets back from her vacation, because, she knew of things. She couldn't share a lot of this stuff because obviously Disney meets with travel agency owners and so forth and gives them a heads up, but she was on a non-disclosure, so she couldn't even tell us.
Which makes it way harder. I can't even tell the people that work for me. Yeah.
I know. She's such a rule follower and a team player, which I love that. She's a good person. But I mean, I was trying to get it out of her. Like, come on, man. I need to know. Like,
I gotta know.
Give me some big. She wouldn't. So
she didn't. She didn't break.
Now that we're past the NBA period, we'll have some discussions with her. But that kind of gets it started. So obviously something for everybody. So let's kind of hit some of that's kind of the big story to talk about.
That was the big story.
Let's talk about some of these other things that Disney has announced. And Ricky, do you want to share about the Disney? It's weird because it's like right before Christmas over at the studios, the Disney Junior Dance Party coming live. So tell us about that.
Yes. So recently they closed the experience that was there before for the little ones. It was the puppet show. And now they are bringing in the Disney Junior Dance Party, which is beginning December 22nd at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It will be a live show that will rock the park with high energy songs, dazzling special effects, new friends, and beloved characters, including Mickey Mouse himself. The show includes DJ, I'm not kidding, that's his name, and host.
Is it DJ or just DJ?
No, it's DJ.
That's awesome. That's
yes, DJ, then DEEJAY. That's okay. And then,
that name is something right there.
Yes, the name is something. And host Fin Fiesta.
Tell me Fin Fiesta has to be a fish, right?
Where did they come up with these names?
It's gotta be a fish.
Goodness.
It's gotta be a fish like a sombrero, right? Come on. Now.
Oh my goodness. I really want to see that now. I really want to see a fish.
It's kind of like Love Shark for Katy Perry. Like you got DJ, and then next to him you got Finn, the Fiesta Finn or whatever his name is up next to him with the sombrero.
Oh, I love it.
It's awesome. Oh, come on, go ahead. That's something too.
That is awesome. Okay. Anyway, it's gonna allow guests to sing, dance, and play with their favorite Disney Junior stars like Doc McStuffins, Timon from Lion Guard, and Vampirina from Vampirina, of course, as well as Mickey Mouse races from Mickey Mouse from Mickey and the Roadster Racers. And I think it's going to be a show that has characters on stage dancing. So that's kind of cool. And it's going to be a spot for your little ones to just dance and run around and have a good time.
So for me right now, where I am in my life, this is really nothing because we're probably not going to go to this, but you know what? This is a huge something for young families.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you've got a young family, this is definitely something that you are going to want to go to, especially since I hear Vampirina is like the thing for little ones. So, I mean, she's like the Beatles right now or something, apparently. I don't know. But for me, now, obviously not anything. I didn't even go to the last show. So, we'll see if I end up at this one. But
I feel terrible because it seems like just yesterday we were sitting down and watching Caillou and all the Playhouse Disney, hot dog show, Disney or Mickey Mouse Playhouse Clubhouse or whatever. Like I used to know all the young kids stuff. Now the Soul Train, all the boys.
Nope, it's not.
They just do that. They don't do that.
Nope.
Choo Choo Soul. They don't do that anymore.
No.
Man. I'm so out of touch now that Mallory thinks she's 21 even though she's only
exactly.
So I feel bad for that. So Vampirina though is super popular.
Oh yeah, yes, definitely. So you can see all your favorite Disney Junior characters at the new. What is it? Disney, I gotta learn the name. Apparently, the new Disney Junior Dance Party. It's a really hard name.
Hard about that. And Angie says in the chat, something for her first grader. She's Vampirina obsessed.
Exactly. Just saying.
Yeah. So, and that's what I love about Disney. Like even when something isn't something for somebody, it is for somebody else. There's so many different demographics.
That's right. Not for us, but definitely for somebody else.
Absolutely. Jennifer says R.I.P. Sophia the first.
I know, right? Is her show still on? I don't even know. This just shows me. Like, if her show's still on, wow, what a slap in the face to Sophia.
Like got like a butler named like Bailiwick or something like that. I remember.
I don't know. If she's not on anymore, then I understand, I guess. But you got to get the next new hotness going. But that's a shout out for Ben. He knows Men in Black.
Apparently, Jennifer said D and J were on tour, Disney Junior Live on tour, but it was somebody maybe
different. Yeah, that's different.
And maybe it was his brother, D and J, and then you got the DJ with the Fiesta Fish. Anyway, so let's go on to the next story.
Fiesta Fish! I love it so much. Gosh, I've got to do something with that.
So.
Oh, Sophia just ended. Okay, that explains that. Okay, got it.
Okay, let me throw this one in. Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood, staying at the studios, all the hotness. Everybody wants to get over there. This holiday season, Buzz, Woody, and Jessie are dressing up in Christmas outfits to meet and greet the guests. They're going to be there. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't know if Disney did this by accident or if it was just pure genius in that if you think about Toy Story Land 365 days a year, how is it lit?
Yep. Christmas lights.
It's going to look, I mean, they really wouldn't have to go too far to make this just a killer land for the holidays because it's already got Christmas lights and
they don't even really have to do anything. They just like, ta-da, it's Christmas.
That's in the picture on the Parks blog on Woody and your set, man, boom.
And what's fantastic is I think that some people who aren't like us, you know, like listen to podcasts and stuff like that, you know, the noobs who come to the park are going to be like, wow, look at how Disney decorated for Christmas.
They took this land over the top with all these Christmas lights, man. They did it up. No, because around our house we have a debate because Pam and I agree on a lot of stuff, but we disagree on.
Right.
One of the things we disagree on is Christmas lights. I like the big old bulbs like they have at Toy Story Land. I even have
they have different kind of bulbs in Toy Story Land though. Did you notice that?
I mean, most of them are those big old school.
Most of them are the big ones. Yes.
If you ever visit the studio, I have had the same set of Christmas lights. Now these are LEDs, but they're the big bulbs. You know, they look like the old ones I had in my house when I was a kid, but they're LEDs now. I have not unplugged them in 3 years. They've been on 24/7 for 3 years. I've only had one bulb go out. They're all around the studio here. So if you ever visit, you can't see them behind me or in front of me, but
this is really helpful, Mike.
It's the little tiny like icicle lights. So I love Toy Story Land. I love the aesthetic, but is this a big deal? I mean, is Disney, you know, what do you think about the holiday? Is there anything else happening besides they're going to throw on some Santa hats and vests and stuff?
I mean, I'm sure that there's some additional things that are going to be taking place for the holidays at Toy Story Land. However, for me, this news is kind of like, I mean, you know, I want to know what other things they're going to be doing for Toy Story Land, if any, which I suspect there probably will be. Because, you know, just meeting the characters with a different vest or a Santa hat is not really enough to get me going, you know what? I need to plan my trip to Toy Story Land, you know, like that's not doing it, but that's all right.
Here's what it says. Guests visiting during the holidays could expect to see Woody in a holiday vest adorned with Christmas trees and presents, as well as a candy cane accessory for his holster. Jessie will also trade in her cowgirl vest for a red holiday vest trimmed in a peppermint pattern, while Buzz Lightyear will add a sparkly Santa hat to his out of this world.
I don't.
Buzz only gets a hat. That's all he gets.
Buzz only gets a hat. That's all that'll fit on his head. Yeah.
And it says, in addition to the holiday character greetings, guests visiting Toy Story Land beginning November 8th can also enjoy the land's new holiday decor, including oversized cranberry and popcorn garland. That's cool.
Oh, that is cool. Okay. I think that's cool.
Here for all the millennials and for me, because I take selfies every morning, a holiday card selfie of Toy Story.
Nice. Okay. All right.
An oversized ham sugar cookie.
Love it.
Green alien ornaments and more.
Okay. See, now that I'm in for.
And it says the land's attraction will also be plussed up for the holiday season with new audio and or music. Guests will hear sleigh bells ringing on Slinky Dog Dash, while alien swirling saucers will offer 2 holiday tracks plus themed lighting. Okay, now
that part is better. Yes.
Yeah. They kind of buried the lead on that story.
They did bury the lead on that part because just Woody, Jessie, and Buzz wearing little adornments that are Christmassy is not going to do it for me. So yeah, the other things are definitely better.
You know, give me some good Christmas audio on an attraction or in a land and I'm sold. So to me now that it was nothing, you know, I'm not all about the vest. I could care less. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I mean, I'm not a character picture guy.
That part of the announcement is nothing. The other part is something.
With the audio on the attractions and adding some different, you know, holiday theming around the land to kind of plus it. This is something now. I like it.
Yes, agreed. I think that made it something. And by the way, for those who haven't been to Hollywood Studios for the holidays, it is seriously fantastic. I'm a huge fan of the holidays at Disney's Hollywood Studios now. I know it's not the Osborne lights. I get it. I understand. Nothing will ever replace the Osborne lights. 100%. I'm with you on that. However, you know, I really feel like with the show that they did, you know, on Tower of Terror, and then, you know, the Jingle Bell Jingle Bam and all the decorations, you know, Gertie's wearing the Santa hat, the dinosaur, and, you know, all the tinsel everywhere. I really feel like Disney's Hollywood Studios has knocked it out of the park. And honestly, I think that I know this is heresy, I think they do a better job than the Magic Kingdom of holiday decorations. Just
agree.
saying. Just saying. They
Especially with Toy Story
they killed it last year.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm with you. I mean, the thing is, Main Street is amazing in the Magic Kingdom, but it stops.
Yes, but it stops on Main Street. If they carried it throughout the rest of the park, then that would be they some do a little bit in Liberty Square, but nowhere else is themed really around the holidays. So, it makes me sad, like really, really sad that nowhere else is decorated. Really much for the holidays, minus a couple of stages for the shows that they have for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
I think the thing about the holidays at the studios that they're selling is the retro Christmas feel. And when you
Nostalgia,
think about it,
yes,
nostalgia, but I mean I'm a huge Christmas fan. I'll be honest. When Mallory and I, because it's conference week at school for Pam, so it was just Mallory and I went to dinner tonight together and came back before we did the podcast. And on the way home, we were listening to Christmas music already.
Okay, that's a little much. No, I'm just
I know it's for like 10 or 15 minutes. But the things like we were listening to were the nostalgic song, the songs from like the 30s and 40s, like a Julie Garland, song, or Burl Ives, that's
absolutely.
To me, that is Christmas. I know that it's not for everybody, but I mean, it's good to have one park because in this, like when they really started decorating with those older looking ornaments and decorations at the studios, like it's awesome. Like, I mean, it really takes you back. I love the look of the studios.
It is 100%. The studios is kind of my go-to park for the holidays now. Not gonna lie. So,
all right. So let's get to another story that's happening, or another thing happening down at Walt Disney World. And this one has been going on for the last year or so. Of course, over at Disney's Coronado Springs, they are building the giant 15-story tower, which I would guess, if I'm not in construction, maybe it's about 70% done at this point or so. The building's there.
The outside. Yeah.
The structure's there. Now they have to do, obviously put in
everything
else. So, but it's there. You can kind of see the size of it at this point. But Disney Parks Blog again put out some pictures and renderings of what it's going to look like when it's done. And this is, when I look at this, it's something that Walt Disney World doesn't have, because even as plush as like the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian are, I see those more as, how can I explain this? Like, they're very themed. They take you to a different place in time. Victorian era for the Grand Floridian, you're in the South Pacific. When you go to the Polynesian, the Contemporary, kind of futuristic, and not so, kind of. It's
right.
That was a little bit weaker on the theme than some of the other places. Wilderness Lodge, Pacific Northwest. When I see these renderings of this tower at Coronado, instead of like, if you stay in the ranchos at Coronado, you really feel like you're in the American Southwest. I think they're going to have a nod to that in the tower, but the tower is more, it looks really opulent. And
that's the word I was thinking. Totally the word I was thinking.
Nice. It looks really, really fancy to me.
It does. Opulent is the exact right word, because it feels very over the top. It's very clean in the sense it's all whites and golds. And, I have to say, I think that I hate to say this, it's going to be a gorgeous resort, and I know what they're going for. This is a convention resort. I mean, that's 100% what they're going for. And you get that. I feel like you will get that feeling even, more so now moving forward especially with these renderings. So if you thought Coronado Springs was a convention feeling resort before, I think you're definitely going to feel it now. Because I don't feel like there's how all the other resorts are so well themed. From these renderings, I don't get that with this. Like, it doesn't feel very, Southwestern. It doesn't have that appeal that it used to have in that sense. Like, it definitely is very opulent and beautiful and gorgeous, but it's not going to be the same hotel that I think you're used to. It's going to be plussed, but it doesn't have that same Southwestern-y feel, and I feel like that will be a huge knock for those who were fans of Coronado before. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to have to go inside this hotel once it's done and see, because like I said, it's gorgeous. Because I've been in a lot of convention hotels. The Hyatts are usually convention hotels. This feels like a Hyatt to me. I'm not even going to lie. It feels very Hyatt-like.
Well, Mandy's even saying in the chat that it kind of looks kind of Vegas-like, like if you're thinking of like a Venetian, because that's themed, of course, Italy, but it's opulently themed, and you got all the
Right.
every hotel in Vegas is themed to something, whether it's Egypt or New York, or whatever, the MGM Grand.
This just doesn't feel like it has a theme anymore.
But I think
I
here's
don't
what,
know.
because I love the Contemporary or Coronado. I think it's a great resort. It's in a great location. I love it before the tower. And I think here's the thing: Disney has to have this for the conventionaires because
Oh yeah.
they can't continue to use the facilities they had 20 years ago because needs have changed and they need to keep up with the Joneses outside of just the Disney fans. And I think that's what they're doing.
Absolutely.
I think the way you're going to have to see Coronado now is basically two different experiences. You have the opulent, the fancy tower, and I don't think it's going to kill the theme. I think that if I decide to still stay at Coronado and stay in the casitas or the ranchos or the cabanas, whatever, I think I'm still going to have that same feel as always, because that tower was there this summer when I stayed there, and it was being built with all kinds of noise, and it didn't look nice because it was being built, and it didn't bother my vacation one bit. However, I'm going to have many, many more options for dining. You're going to have that little, like, kind of like a geyser point out there on the water. I mean, I think it's going to be a great place to stay. You're right. You're going to see more conventioneers, but that does not bother me one bit. And I think it's going to give you a plus experience, but I don't know necessarily if it'll change the feel if you stay in the three areas that have always been there. I don't know though.
Yeah, agreed. If you stay in those three areas, I think that it's not going to change. But a lot of people are going to stay. They're going to put people in that big giant tower that they just built. So it's got 545 rooms. So that's not small by any account there, with 50 suites. So I don't know. I think the nice part is that it is going to have the restaurant at the top, which will be very nice as well. You'll have great views from there, obviously. So that part will be nice, to have that table service restaurant at the top of the tower. But I'm not sold on this yet. And like I said, it's very beautiful. I'm not sold on it. So I'm going to have to go inside and see what it looks like once I'm actually in there. But to me, it doesn't fit the theme of Coronado Springs at this point.
Yeah.
It just feels nice.
Well, I mean, but it could, the thing is, like, we've seen the renderings and we've only seen a few pictures, and
right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to definitely see more from this resort before I really judge it.
yes. So, and also Melissa said in the chat that it reminds her of Vegas too, when she's seen the renderings. But let me ask you this: is a hotel that reminds you of Vegas a bad thing at Walt Disney World? Is it? I mean, of course, they're two different audiences, for the experiences that you get. For the most part, people go to Vegas for a way better, different
experience. Yeah. They're both playgrounds for
playgrounds for people. That's right. But I've heard, people throw
very different playgrounds. Very different playgrounds. Yes.
Exactly. But I mean, is that a negative thing that it's kind of a
no? I definitely don't think it's
nice.
I don't think it's a negative thing, but I feel like it's lacking the theme. That's the part that I'm having trouble with. I think that it doesn't feel very themed, at least from the renderings that I see. So, like I said, I'm keeping my mind open, but I'm going to have to see it in person to really say, hey, I feel like no, this really is on theme. It's just a lot more opulent than it was before, and we'll move on from there.
Yep. So something to me, this is something, because I'm actually excited for it to be finished, and I'm going to stay there as soon as it does finish, because I want to see the new experience. Maybe it'll be something, because I've stayed at the Swan and the Dolphin for different media events. Love the location. Don't like the hotel. It's just not themed.
Yeah.
It's a very nice hotel, heavenly beds and everything. I mean, it was plush, but it wasn't Disney, and I didn't like it. So, just different strokes for different folks, like I've always said. But is it something for you? Because I think the tower is something for me. No?
I'm going to go with moderately something. Like I said, I want to see what it's like, but, and go inside it and really, really take it all in. But I'm not like itching going, ooh, where I really want to stay? I really want to stay at Coronado Springs because of the new tower. So I don't know.
All right. So do we have any other stories you want to hit real quick before we jump out of here? We got about 5
minutes. Yes. So there is, well, I got two minor things, so we'll just kind of go through them real quick. Speaking of resorts, we've have the new debut of the Caribbean Beach Resort. And from the photos that we've seen, I think now this is one of those places where I think they really hit the nail on the head. I mean, you talk about the fact that it feels like the kind of theme that you're going for. I mean, they did a great job in refreshing the way the hotel looks, the lobby, the restaurants, all of that. Fantastic job. It still feels in theme. It's got a lot of blues and greens and yellows and, bright, vibrant colors, that kind of thing. Lots of like gauzy feeling stuff. I really like what they've done here at Caribbean Beach. This actually makes me very excited to go over there and see what that looks like. You've also got Sebastian's Bistro, which has opened up, which used to be, they were going to call it Shutters, and then they realized, no, let's not call it Shutters because that had a really bad reputation. So let's call it Sebastian's Bistro. They also renamed Centertown Market, which is the quick service location, and they've updated the menus of both of these. So I'm very excited to try out the food for both of these. To see kind of how they've branched out a little bit and made the food a little bit better. So for me personally, I think I think this is a win. I'm really excited to go over there, just based off of what I've seen from photos of Caribbean Beach. I think it looks fantastic.
I'm with you. I think it's something because again,
I think it's something.
And William brought up a great point in the chat is that, it's really nice to have a service like Uber around now because it's even more a part of, I think, a lot of folks' vacations to go resort to resort, where maybe it was 10 years ago. And I think think about this. What did Disney come out with in the last 2 years? The minivans. Which is there was a problem. It was always hard to get from resort to resort. Back when I started going to Disney and we'd just leave the car as soon as we got there because we drove 1,000 miles. I never touched it. I rode Disney transportation only. So if I want to go to the Polynesian from Pop Century, I did the old school thing. I would ride a bus to the Magic Kingdom and then catch a monorail to the Polynesian or a boat launch, whatever. I just got there that way. But now, Disney has probably heard that conversation from guests. And so there was a problem, and a good business solves problems. And so they came up with minivans. And of course, Uber's same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you're 100% right. I think that with these resort renovations, they're really making people want to come see these resorts, and I'm very excited to go. I didn't really like Caribbean Beach before. I thought it was just okay. It felt a little, I'm going to be honest, felt a little dumpy. But I know that it's a favorite for some people, but for me, it didn't hit, for me, so everybody's got their resort, right? So it wasn't a win for me. But I think now that they've done this and updated this, I really feel like it's turned around, and I'm really excited to go over there. So
you had the new dining, the new shopping, you're going to have the Riviera on site there, and you're going to have the gondola system, as an access point. I mean, this thing is going to become in my opinion, in 18 months, this will be the most popular moderate resort. For sure.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait until the Coronado opens and it has all the conventioneers. So
but they don't have gondolas, do they? They don't.
Yes, they will. They will have the gondolas at the Riviera. So, which is I think connected. So
I don't think it's connected to Coronado though. That's at Caribbean Beach. I think.
Maybe you're right.
Sure.
I'm confused. I thought it was. No, the Riviera is a separate. The Riviera is a separate one. So
I
think
it's right next to Caribbean Beach, though.
Maybe it is.
It is.
Now I need to look at a map. Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay, last thing for the day. What we got?
Last thing for today, and this is one that I was like, huh. Okay. Disney Springs is adding yet another restaurant as if they didn't have enough. We have CityWorks Eatery and Pour, P-O-U-R, not P-O-O-R, house. And it's going to be opening.
Depends how expensive it is. You might go into Pour and come out P-O-O-R.
Exactly. It's opening in 2019. And it's going to be on the west side. And it's going to be obviously a restaurant bar that has plenty of high-def TVs, including a 165-inch screen. And this is a chain that has 7 locations, but it's going to offer 80 beers on tap, including rare options, as well as popular wines and bar bites, shareables, burgers, and more. This will be your traditional sports bar finally at Walt Disney World, it seems like. So
I'm a sports fan, and I like sports.
So the hard part is I think like to tell, I think it's right, like either next door / attached to where they're building the NBA experience. So I don't know if this was like they just renamed the restaurant for the NBA experience and then they're going to have like a different type of entertainment at the NBA experience, or whether the NBA experience is going to have food as well. And then this is like right next door, because I think that they're actually connected. So yeah.
I'm so excited to go to Disney Quest and then go to this restaurant afterwards.
Yeah. Nope.
Wait, what part of Disney Springs you said this new restaurant was?
Yeah, Disney Quest. Sorry.
Where's it at? No, you said what part of Disney Springs?
West Side.
West Side.
Oh no! I mean, I know you can watch it at sports at ESPN, but that was kind of small. So I feel like this is a big deal, especially for those who always ask, "Hey, where can I go watch the big game?" This is going to be it. Although, if you still want to watch the Super Bowl, I think you're still going to have to get here early because it's going to still be packed. So, yeah. But this is not something for me. Let's just put it that way. But I'm sure it is definitely something for Mike Rollman.
God help us if the Rams make the Super Bowl. I'll be glad for my dad because I get to hear about his dream, but that'll make me so sad.
You know, part of me is like, oh, this just feels like a ripoff of the NBC Sports Bar and Grill. So kind of feels like that. But, you know.
Everybody's got to have their sports.
Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know. It's fine. I don't particularly like sports bars because I grew up literally going to a sports bar at least once a week for dinner. Growing up, mom and dad did not cook. Mom didn't cook very often, so dinner was at a sports bar almost all the time. So I hate sports bars now. Can't stand them. No.
Was it Mattingly's?
It was Mattingly's. Of course it was Mattingly's. Yeah. Can't stand sports bars. They've ruined me. So, nope. Matter of fact, when Brian asks where I want to go to eat sometimes, he's like, let's go here. And I'm like, nope, sports bar. Let's not. So,
Brian he puts up with a lot.
Yes, he does. He likes the fancy places like I do now. So, we're good.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you so much. Of course, drop by the Facebook group because we talk about a lot of topics. And let us know if this is something for you. Or if it's nothing, we're just trying to have some fun talking about what's happening down at our favorite place. So swing by there and let us know. We love the conversations on Facebook. So let's make it fun this weekend. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Whether you're headed down to Walt Disney World, out to Disneyland, sailing with the Disney Cruise Line, even planning an amazing Adventures by Disney, drop by themagicforless.com. Check out all the great specials. See all the agents. They got bios over there. Some of the agents are experts. They've done, 7 or 8 Adventures by Disney. They're going to be the perfect person to work with for that. Maybe you have an expert that's, platinum on cruise line or, crazy does a Walt Disney World podcast. I don't know.
I was going to say, and some of them are Mike Rollman. So, I mean, I don't know if you.
Like, oh, man, there were like, so many of them that I got Mike. What? I know.
Bummer.
Agents are monitoring your vacation to make sure you're getting the best price possible every morning. And they're going to give you great service. They really do care about your trips, and they want you to have an awesome time, just like we do when we go down. So check them out today's sports show. Let them know you heard about them here on the Be Our Guest podcast over at themagicforless.com. Again, holidays are coming up. Please bookmark preemptively for the holidays. Put beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon on all your devices. And then anytime you need to buy anything, just click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. It really does help support the show. One thing I'm going to ask for this weekend, if you have a few spare minutes, an iTunes review over on the iTunes podcast store. We love the ratings and reviews. It helps us bump up in the ratings. And we've had those for years, but I think after 10 years, some of them do start to expire. I don't know exactly how that works, but if you have a few minutes and you'd like to rate or review the show, we'd really appreciate that over on iTunes. All right. Well, give us a follow on social media. We love talking with you and seeing you. So we are on Instagram and Twitter at Be Our Guest Mike and at Be Our Guest Pod. And of course, again, the Facebook page is facebook.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. All right, time to get out of here and get ready for an awesome homecoming weekend out in Columbia, Missouri. We're going to have a lot of fun. So if you're out there, say hello, and whatever you do, stay safe as well. So for Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Until we see you again, we'll see you real soon. That was a weird one, but a fun one. That was a good one.
Mike Wynn isn't a weird one with the two of us. Let's just
look. You guys were on
let's just
fire.
be perfectly honest. It is always a weird one with the two of us.
What about Taco Bell experts? Yes, if you need advice on what to get at Taco Bell, I am your man.
Don't ask Mike. No.
I get the same thing now. The girl knows. Like as soon as I say, because she knows my voice, I guess. As soon as I say spicy tostada, she's like, chili cheese burrito, Fritos burrito, nachos, and a cool ranch.
Wait, are you going in or is this through the drive-through?
Drive-through.
No, that's sad, Mike. That's really sad. That is why.
Mondays and Wednesday nights when I do the podcast. So now
oh my gosh, that is so sad.
what it is. I don't even have to order. I just order one thing.
She knows your voice. You've been there so many times. She knows your voice. Like I go to my local Starbucks and they know me, but it's not like they know me when I go through the drive-through. I
go, welcome to Mike's order here at Taco Bell, just like I do on the podcast. And we're gonna sit down.
They know me when I walk in, or that's like they'll see my face and they know me, or when I go through the drive-through and they see me come up to the window, but not when I'm placing my order. Although I do have an unusual order, so they might know me.
What happens? Mandy's asking if I tried Taco Casa in Tuscaloosa. No, I didn't know. We did so you got to hear this, Mandy. Okay, I was there for just game day, but listen to all the real quick, Ricky, before we go. So, all
right,
things. If there's any Bama fans watching, let's see how many things I checked off the list. We ate at Ramajama's. We had hamburgers there. I had Dreamland barbecue sandwich during the game from the stand. I had, what was the other thing? Oh, Jim and Nick's cheddar biscuits. Oh God,
Jim and Nick's cheddar biscuits are the bomb.
Oh my!
I do not like their barbecue, but if I could just go and get the cheddar biscuits and just leave, I would totally do that because they are so.
Oh my gosh, Adam and Susie are like, we're getting a couple dozen of these things. We're gonna split them. I was like,
yeah.
Pamela,
no, you can eat the whole thing by yourself and not feel bad about it because
Jim and Nick's, God bless you. I'll drive to Tuscaloosa for that. Anyway, I bought a shaker, shook it to Disneyland Delight because they did Disneyland Delight for the first time forever on Saturday night. God, so much. We did the Walk of Champions, saw Mizzou arrive. I got within 5 feet of Nick Saban. He looked angry, so I didn't get any closer. We saw the homecoming parade, just everything. It was awesome. I love Bama. Checked them all off.
Good.
Didn't storm.
Good for you, Mike.
We didn't win. We lost 39-10. Sad.
You did.
All right, so I will cut you loose. I got less than. I gotta get this up in 20 minutes or 40 minutes.
Oh, I've got to go make dinner. So.
All right, well, have fun. I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you guys. Bye, everybody.
Go Tigers, GEAUX Tigers for Jennifer. All right, see you guys later. Thanks for joining us. Bye.